Hare Krishna. Hello friends, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. This is Ritendra. I am teacher of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, and today I am going to talk about astrobiology and Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, the origin of life and the evolution of the life on the basis of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, and about whether the possibility of life from outer space or not, extraterrestrial body or not, extraterrestrial space or not, the life or creation is there any possibility of the creation or the life in the extraterrestrial body or not. So I am going to talk. Before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. This is Shrimad Bhagavad Gita as it is written by Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Mahaprabhu of ISKCON temple, and I would say that Shrimad Bhagavad Gita is neither religious book nor spiritual book, but in true sense is pure book of the science and humanity. I am trying to propagate a humanity on the basis of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita and trying to morally motivate to those people who are actually frustrated and attempt to commit suicide on the basis of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. So let's get into Shrimad Bhagavad Gita and astrobiology. Astrobiology is mainly about the study of life in the universe, and the search for the life beyond the earth. Search for the life beyond the earth require an understanding of life and nature of the environment that support it, as well as a planetary system and stellar interaction and processes. To provide this understanding, astrobiology combined with biology, chemistry, geology, atmospheric science, oceanography, aeronautical engineering, and astrobiology is mainly talking about how does life originate, and how does life evolve, and what kind of environment is necessary for the life to survive, what are the environment limit or extreme under which the life can survive, and what might life look like on another world. Is there or has there been life elsewhere in our solar system? So this is all about astrobiology, about creation of life things. While the astrobiology is a relatively young field and it has secure and promising future, astrobiology research has significant impact on how agencies such as the National Aeronautic and Space Administration and European Space Agency plan to current and future space missions. About Kepler James Webb Kepler telescope, by which we can understand whether the life is availability of life or not. So means as per Srimad Bhagavad Gita, if we said our matter, what is our matter? What is a matter? The soul, gross body, earth, water, fire, air and ether, and subtle body, mind, intelligence and false ego. So I am going to talk about astrobiology in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, means Prakriti and Purusha, combination between the Prakriti and Purusha. So this is mentioned here, and this has resulted in increased ability to manipulate the material energy through the science and technology. But the modern man with almost a religious dogma, means we are actually associated with the religious things, we are having a religious dogma and avoided applying these intellectual faculties to understanding the spiritual dimension. Actually we are avoiding intellectual faculties to understanding the spiritual dimension. Actually we have failed to understand the spiritual dimension, but there is a spiritual dimension. And but all the cherishes of human quality like a love, compassion, honesty, selflessness spring from the soul, means these all arise from the soul. And the spiritual aspect of our beings, means spiritual aspect of our being, our living entity, our living being, means spiritual energy is there, spiritual aspect is there. Because of spiritual aspect we can love to someone, we can show compassion on someone, we can show honesty, we will be honest with anybody, we will be selflessness because of spiritual energy. And therefore negligence of the spiritual life has had disastrous consequences, and there has been a marked decline in all these virtual human attributes in the modern society. So in a modern society we have to understand the spiritual energy is there, and because of this spiritual energy we can understand, we can develop a compassion, we can develop a love, we can only love to someone if we are having a spiritual energy, we can pardon to someone if we are having a spiritual energy. So means the difference between the human being and an animal. Means what are the difference between the human and animal? Then common things are eating, sleeping, mating and defending. There's five, means there's four are very common: eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Difference between the human and animal is higher intelligence. Human has a higher intelligence. And discrimination, inquiry into the case of suffering, means cause of suffering and destination of life. We can only understand what is the primary goal of our life, what is the supreme destination of life. We can only understand because we are human being, because we are having an intellectual power. Means what does Lord Krishna say in Shrimad Bhagavad Gita? The real problem of life means Lord Krishna here mentioned the real problem of our life. Means a common problem is means common for man and animal. Then birth, old age, disease and death. So these four are very common in man and animal, human and animal. And misery is caused by. So miseries, only human can understand the cause behind, means the cause, the miseries, means whatever miseries we are facing, whatever pain we are facing, we can only understand. Human can only understand the cause behind it. And one's own body and minds, means the cause behind our pain or miseries is one's own body, means our body and our mind. Other living entity, means if we are having a discrimination with other living entity, we are having envious things with other living entity, then we will be in misery. Natural disturbances, if we are disturbing environment, if we are disturbing the particular nature, then we will get a miseries. So this is all about. And I just want to talk about astrobiology. Then in astrobiology, here scientists mention, the scientists from NASA in actually 1957, they mention about actually astrobiology is very new branch of the science, in which we have to study about the extraterrestrial life, means the life outside from space or in a space. And means what are the means for what are those things which require for origin of life? Then energy source, first thing is energy source. Then another is means of concentrating molecules, means if molecules are associated with each other, then life can be created. And the environment conducive and the complex molecules and their assembly, means environment, atmosphere is playing a vital role for the creation of the life. Means if there is a mud, if there is a open water, and if there is a means there is a mosquitoes, and we can directly see the mosquito, the birth of the mosquito, the creation of the mosquito, we can directly see from the mud water. In Shrimad Bhagavatam and Shrimad Bhagavad Gita in Kali Yuga, by which we can understand astrobiology, the life in the space, or life in this particular material existence, or in this material thing. And evolution, how does means how life is evoluted. And as long as mankind keeps searching for evolution, evidence based on scientific parameters, one reaches nowhere. And evolution is beyond the domain of science. At the most, science can make a fundamental interpretation, analyze the data, get the results thereof, and but no further. And it is a field of spirituality, the domain of God, that makes a clear evolution of all things. Means there is a clear evolution of all things, because Lord Krishna stated, I am the source of each and every living entity. And means Lord Krishna here said, Aham Bij Pradapitah, I am seed giving father of this entire universe. This is stated by Lord Krishna in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Aham Bij Pradapitah, means from the beginning to end. When we think about the beginning to end, about the creation, the means the child, means the particular person born, then he or she will enter into the youth, and into the youth he or she will enter into old age, and old age, then ultimately the particular person will die. So this is the cycle of the life. And from the beginning to end, from the start of cosmos to the dissolution of cosmos, terminated by pralaya in the Hinduism. Pralaya means pralay, there is a pralaya in Hinduism, means a dissolution of the cosmos. Everything is detained in the sacred in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And the journey of evolution from the animal to man, evidence of supporting of evolutions means actually when we talk about Darwin, the theory of Darwin evolution theory, then our forefather means our forefather was a monkey or something like that, so we got evoluted into human being, and evidence supporting evolution, and the means the either process of evolution itself. And Bhagavad Gita is all about ABCD of evolution. We can understand about evolution on in Shrimad Bhagavad Gita by means by Bhagavad Gita we can understand the evolution, and most confirmed evidence of evolution till date. Means Shrimad Bhagavad Gita is most confirmed evidence of evolution till date, till this date. Evidence of human evolution. The modern theory of evolution is but an interpretation of the fixed law of nature. Means there is a nature law of selection, and that lies buried in famed sacred sculpture of Hinduism. Bhagavad Gita of Hinduism, the foremost all sacred sculpture existing on Mother Earth, contains everything worth means knowable on the path of evolution, everything related to the modern theory of evolution. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita it has mentioned. And actually when we talk about Sankhya Yoga, in Sankhya Yoga it has mentioned without any cause nothing will happen. So this is Sankhya Yoga. Prakriti and Purusha both are associated with each other, then the creation things will be originated, or human life will be originated. And Sankhya Yoga is a dualistic of Astika school of Indian philosophy, and regarding to the human experience as constituted by the two independent ultimate principle. Purusha means consciousness or our spirit, and Prakriti cognition, mind and emotion, and nature or matter means our material body. Prakriti and Purusha. Purusha is a consciousness. It is a absolute, independent, free, imperceptible, unknowable through other agency, and above any experience by mind or senses, beyond any work or explanation. It remains a pure, non-attributive consciousness. Means when we talk of non-attributive consciousness, then Akriti means our Purusha will definitely associated with each other. Means our Purusha is non-attributive consciousness, and no affiliations can qualify Purusha, and nor can it be substandized and also objectified. Means here say objectified, means we are seeing many objective in our life. Means when we talk about Prakriti is a cause but not an effect. 7 causes and effects, 16 effects and 25 metaphysical elements. Purusha is neither the cause nor effect. Means Purusha is neither cause nor effect, but Prakriti is main cause for effect. Prakriti is the main cause for our material pain. In astrobiology, which make use of molecular biology, biophysics, by which we can understand about our body, the constitute of our body. Means when we talk about the Big Bang theory, 13.8 billion years ago, during the habitable epoch, when the universe was only 10 to 17 million years old. According to the panspermia hypothesis, microscopic life distributed by the meteoroid and asteroid and other small solar system bodies, and may exist throughout the universe. Is this and means I just want to ask you, is there any possibility for the creation of life in the from the blast, or from both used thing collide with each other? There is no possibility. If there is a blast, if there is an explosion, there is no possibility of the creation of the life. So Lord Krishna here only stated in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, life is only creation, means creation of life is only and only possible from the living things. Living entity is only created from the living entity. Means a living entity can't be created from the non-living entity. So this is the main principle of astrobiology. This is what Lord Krishna stated in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And even if extraterrestrial life is never discovered, an interdisciplinary nature of astrobiology and the cosmic and evolutionary perspective endangered by it, may still result in a range of benefit here on earth. Means we have to understand amino acid is playing a vital role for the creation of the life. Actually, I think 2015, NASA has declared there is a possibility of life on Mars, but means they have derived this conclusion on basis of the amino acid. They found amino acid from the rock of the Mars. So they stated that there is a possibility of the creation of the life on the Mars, as well as there is a water possibility on the Mars. But actually the amino acid is only main constitute of our human body or our cell. But this is not by amino acid we can't presume, we can't predict there is a possibility of the life. Means I just want to say about 24 tattvas or evolutes of nature. Means our nature, our body, our human beings, how we are constituted. Means prakriti, buddhi, aham, manas, and 5 gnanendriya, 5 karmendriya, 5 tan mantras, and 5 mahabhutas. The gunas are pervasive in all the tattvas, hence not counted separately. Gunas are totally separate from each other, means gunas are not counted here. Prakriti, nature. First thing is Prakriti, nature. Second is Mahad, the great principle. Third is Buddhi, discriminating, reasoning, causative intelligence. Fourth is Ahankara, ego principle. Fifth is Manas, the physical mind or brain. Sixth is 5 Panchendriya, means sense, our 5 sensory objects, sense of object or senses, sensory organs. Eyes, our nose, our tongue, our ear, and our skin. And 5 karmendriya, the organ of action. 5 karmendriya. And the 5 tan mantras, subtle of elements. The 5 mahabhutas, gross element, namely the earth, water, air, fire, and ether. So these all are mainly responsible for the creation of life. And in Sankhya school was founded by Kapila, and who probably lived in the Vedic period before the composition of principal Upanishads such as Sveteshwara, Katha, Parsa, Maitrani Upanishad, and Kapila Sutras or Sankhya Sutras is the earliest known text of this school, and which is ascribed to Kapila. However, we don't know, means we don't seem to have the original word, and our current knowledge of school is derived mainly from the Sankhya Karika of Ishvara Krishna. Lord Krishna is omnipotent and omnipresent. He has created each and every living entity, and without his permission, without his involvement, nothing will happen. So Bhagavad Gita and the theory of evolution, as per Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, all the evolutionary stages, the life of an insect, plant, and or animal are mere different sojourn in the entire life cycle. The life journey of the soul, Atma, the spirit within our body, and to cleanse itself to the gross impurities within every soul. Atmas manifest a total 8.4 million bodies. Means our soul is passed from the 8.4 million bodies, then we will get a human body. In the evolutionary process, the first manifestation by our soul, Atma, is that an amoeba single cell formation, and it further evolved into the multi-cell formation, that insect life, plant life, animal life, and finally the form of human being. It is not that apes are our forefather. Every single aspect, every single insect, every single plant, every single animal are our forefather. And ever since the start of cosmic journey with a big bang, when God Almighty explored self, all the soul atmas scattered all over the cosmos at the unimaginable speed, and the pure soul atmas gathered impurity similar as a rolling ball gathered moss, and also misgathered mass. Actually each and every particles which accumulated with each other, and also got a particular mass, and started the cosmic life cycle of every soul atma, the single life journey of 8.4 million manifestation and 96.4 million earthly year. So it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita about a cosmic journey of our soul, how we born, how will we die. So this is all things mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and our soul Atma being the controller of our every life, and from is the absolute truth of our life. Human beings may or may not accept it, but the cosmic truth detailed in sacred Srimad Bhagavad Gita can never be understandable by the common people, because for in order to understand Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we have to read Srimad Bhagavad Gita in our daily life, and we have to understand each and every verses of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And for that we have to do a practice in means daily practice we have to do. And as the soul Atmas proceed on its cosmic journey, it is through the process of evolution, the cycle of evolution, life and moves ahead in the cosmic system. So this is all about astrobiology and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And there is a theory of karma. Means there are three mainly karma: sakam karma, niskam karma, and akarma. Means sakam karma and niskam karma, mainly two we can consider. Sakam karma is that only karma with which there is expectations are associated and main cause for our miseries or pain. And niskam karma, there is no any expectation with our deeds. So that is called niskam karma, and which niskam karma will only give all of us liberty from this material pool. So this is all about this astrobiology and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. If you are having any questions, any doubt, you can ask. Is there anybody?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like today, as Ritendra was telling that due to spirituality process, so like in general as well, like we have been given this physical body. However, things to do or not to do is in our hand. So as like if one person is in the spiritual process or like quite mature enough, we can say. So factors like anger, hatred, jealousy. So like that things should never arise on me. Like if we develop the practice of living each day as a new day, like committing A to Z things, whatever happened with respect to between any two individual or any circumstances, then we will make our life only so beautiful that you yourself will imagine if you start practicing. So it is like all about practice. So if we like slowly, gradually, if we get such things in our life, we will really make our life beautiful.
Actually, today whatever I said, it is very difficult to understand. Actually, for that we have to read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as well as we have a deep knowledge of astrobiology. Means about if you all want to study, then please kindly download the book for astrobiology, or you can join astrobiology course which is available online. It is at a free of cost. So you can join, and also you can directly relate Srimad Bhagavad Gita and astrobiology with each other. But means you have to read both, then only you can do. So you have to read, and means about how to get a moksas, and actually means in Srimad Bhagavad Gita it is means everything about our life and how to live our life, and how to live our body. There's all things are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So about creation as well as the destruction, both are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we all have to understand this thing.
Right. Anyone wishes to like share their view or any questions? I know it's very difficult to understand in a very short span. However, as Vipinda said, like we can definitely engage in some course if we really have interest into this subject and gain knowledge. As gaining knowledge is the only best thing that human being is gifted with.
I agree to both of you guys. Today's session was little pretty hard to digest and understand as well. I'll definitely look into the course. Thank you, Ritendra, for weekly you're coming and telling something new that we ought to know. I hope you will keep doing that. And yeah, thanks to Abhilash as well for hosting all these sessions.
Thank you so much, Ritendra, for your time.
Hare Krishna. And if you are
Thank you
having
so
any
much,
questions,
Thank you.
any doubt, then we can discuss on our group.
Hare
Otherwise,
Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Definitely, Ritendra.
Okay, Hare Krishna.